Joined by Baggedmilk from Oilersnation. At the end of the chat, Baggedmilk, we have to touch on an announcement. We're breaking Oilersnation news. Don't let me forget, okay?
Big news, too.
Yeah, this is huge news. I want to start with something that's a little selfish.
Sure.
But I need to get this out of the way. Do you think that the Edmonton Oilers lose to the Habs to drive me personally crazy?
Yes.
Okay, good. That makes me feel better.
Yeah. You know what? They were rolling into town and they're like, a 4-point weekend would be pretty slick. But here's another angle I want to pitch to you. Lachlan Cross over at Cruz. We need to mess with him.
We need to drive him insane so that his heart rate is through the roof for all day Sunday.
Yep. Habs fans know that you've been chirping, so the Oilers wanted to do them a solid on a Super Bowl Sunday.
Oh my!
You know what?
God.
That game, to be honest, that game looked like they were already partying for the Super Bowl before the game had even started. You know, they were just It was one of those days where you flush it and you move on because there was nothing good to take away from that game against Montreal.
Well, that's a good way to set up tonight's game. Do you think they come back and have the outing that they should have had on Sunday?
Yeah, I do.
Okay.
I do. I think that there was a back-to-back matinees on the weekend. That's a weird situation to begin with. Then they did their Super Bowl thing, couple days off. So yes, I do expect them to get right back on the horse today. And the last time they played Detroit a week ago, that got a little spicy. So if there's anything that can wake the boys up, then maybe a little anger. Maybe that's what they need today.
The schedule's been weird this year, right? It's not just the Oilers. It's bizarre. Do you think they'll go back to more of a traditional sort of attempt at putting the schedule together with more games within the divisions next year?
I hope so,
because it's not working.
So. Like this thing where you play 2-3 times against everybody in the league. Like I get it why you want to have certain touch points, but again, I'm thinking about Calgary. That series is done. It was done before Christmas. We're done against Vancouver, I think they're done against. There's just other teams in the division that they're already wrapped up against, and we're still got plenty of season left. It doesn't make any sense to me. Cut out some of the games against Columbus or whatever. Like, nobody cares about those anyway. I want to see more games against Calgary.
I've got an interesting question about Erik Karlsson, right? Because this thing's not going away. Now, I got to be honest. Within the last week, a couple of times, I thought the only reason this might still be a conversation is because of you guys at Oilersnation. Because you guys will not let this go. And I was like, good for you. Good for you. I like it. But does that give it any credence? No, maybe not. Maybe the Oilersnation guys just really want this to happen. But this isn't just you guys. This is a conversation. This is happening. You guys you didn't create this. You're not engineering it. You're not keeping it alive. It's a thing.
As much as I'm not above completely manufacturing a rumor just for page views, this one is it's out there. The Oilers are actually trying to figure out a way to chase Erik Karlsson and bring him in for the next 4 years. And whether or not that actually happens, who knows? It would be a massive trade to get a deal like this done. But in the interim, it's a little bit fun to daydream and plan and scheme and wonder what it would be like Erik Karlsson feeding McDavid up on the wing for the next 4 years. You love to think about it. It's fun. Yeah. So if there's any chance of this happening, Uncle Ken, come on, let's go. Let's get weird.
Is the price tag too much, though? Are San Jose asking for too many picks for this?
So the rumor is they want 3 first-round picks, so that could be like an actual pick plus 2 first-round prospects plus something else, and you need to make the money work. So this would be a massive trade. That's why I don't really think it's going to be happening. I wrote about it yesterday on OilersNation.com yesterday morning. Just it's fun to daydream about it, but I don't actually expect it to happen. To me, it kind of reminds me of buying a lottery ticket and fantasizing about the mansion you're going to buy on the beach when you win the Powerball. That's kind of what this reminds me of, but in the meantime, man, I'm just going to soak it all in because we're having fun with it over at Oilers Nation. And if this actually goes through, come on, watch out.
Now, let's just play the reality card again here. Let's just throw the reality deck on and play with that. Is the Erik Karlsson thing a stronger possibility than the Patrick Kane conversation? Because I know both have the pros and cons for Edmonton, but which one's more realistically to happen for the Oilers?
most realistically, probably Patrick Kane. And the reason I say that is because he's in the last year of his contract.
Yeah.
So basically what you're doing is you're paying for a rental. And yeah, you got to do some cap gymnastics to make it work to get him in here under the cap. But that one is just practically more realistic to me.
Mm-hmm.
Not necessarily what the Oilers need, though I would, again, love to see Patrick Kane up there with the offense. Just who needs to play defense when you're never in your own zone? But realistically, he would be for sure, even though Karlsson is probably a greater need overall.
Why are people passing on the Patrick Kane thing? Like, teams are not biting on this one.
Yeah, it's interesting. And then the other day, the Rangers traded for Vlad Tarasenko, and Patrick Kane came out and said, "Oh, that's a bummer. I was kind of hoping to go there." You don't normally hear that kind of candor. So I really don't know what's going on with him or where he's even going to end up. He's also having a down year this year.
Yeah.
So maybe people are a little bit gun shy on whatever Chicago's asking for to pick him up. But yeah, it's interesting. And it's interesting that the Oilers are tied to so many big names this year. Again, I don't necessarily expect anything to happen, but it's fun to dream anyway.
So tonight's game, we got Detroit in town, one of two in town this week, and they need a bounce-back game, 7:30 puck drop. And you have some Oilers Nation news that you wanted to break, Baggedmilk.
Yes. Yeah, tomorrow. I think it's tomorrow. If the marketing team gets mad at me, I'll apologize later. We're going to be launching tickets for our 15th anniversary party. It's pretty wild to think that Oilers Nation is turning 15.
Wow.
And we're going to throw a massive party for it, as we always do. So on March 18th at the Pint Downtown, we are going to be doing a viewing party. We have got a ton of prizes to give away already, and that's only going to grow between now and then. And we're going to try and raise as much money as we can for charity while we're at it. So there's going to be a lot going on. Watch out for all our socials, and on nationgear.ca we're going to be having those tickets probably going up tomorrow. Again, apologies to the marketing department if I mess that up, but I'm excited.
Blame me.
We're going to be raising money. Oh yeah, we'll blame you for sure, just like we'll blame you for the Habs loss on Sunday.
Oh, that was my fault though. I even bet on the game. Listen,
whenever he bets, you have to bet opposite.
Oh my God,
so
just the worst luck with betting. Anyway, so 15th anniversary Oilers Nation party. Details on all of their socials. Baggedmilk, thank you for your time as always.
Thanks, boys.
The Locker Room for Always Plumbing and Heating. Weekday mornings on 95.7 Cruise FM.